And welcome back to the Faceoff. And now let's go over the 3 stars from the last week. Now, I had wanted to look hard and do a lot more research on what I thought were the 3 stars, but it turns out my picks were exactly the same as the National Hockey League. So I apologize for, I guess, not being that all creative. The 3rd star of the week goes to the aforementioned New Jersey goaltender Martin Brodeur. He posted 3 wins and a 1.33 goals against average to help the New Jersey Devils improve to the top of the division above the Pittsburgh Penguins. The 2nd star goes to Dallas Stars center Jamie Benn, who finally broke out and helped the Stars win 3 games with 4 goals and 2 assists. The Stars will need him to win. The Stars will need him to produce on an almost game-by-game basis, either by assists or by goals, to make sure that they earn a playoff spot for the first time in 4 years. And the 1st star of the week is Chicago's Patrick Kane. I could not ignore this one either. He had 5 goals and 1 assist, and the Chicago Blackhawks have still not lost in regulation, even though they've played 10 games on the road as opposed to 2 at home. Now, that I really don't know why the Chicago Blackhawks have only played 2 games at home. What the heck, NHL scheduling? And now, speaking of scheduling, it's time for the games of the week. Tonight, I picked the Philadelphia Flyers and Toronto Maple Leafs. That game is on at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. February 12th, tomorrow, Anaheim-Chicago. That is going to be at 5 o'clock Pacific Time. February 13th, St. Louis-Detroit. Always a good game between these two teams who absolutely hate each other. Think of your division rivalry. It is kids in a sandbox to compare to these two teams. They despise each other. February 14th, Valentine's Day, is Washington-Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is looking to rebound after a really awful week. They lost every game they played, and Washington is looking to sort of improve on their subpar performance that they've had so far this season in a Southeast Division matchup, but they're going to have a tough test against the Tampa Bay Lightning and their power play. February 15th is Dallas-Vancouver. I wanted to select other games, but I didn't want to pick more than one team, so I picked this one. And it's also a little bit of a homer pick. I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry, because I like the Stars more than anybody else. Dallas-Vancouver is always going to be an interesting matchup. The Vancouver Canucks have a weekend top 6. Ryan Kessler is still out. David Booth is still out. But the Stars they haven't had a chance to see their top 6 perform either, because Ray Whitney's out with an injury for 4 to 6 weeks. That's going to be an interesting game. Jamie Benn's going to go home for that game, and it should be a good game. Roberto Luongo's performing really well. Kari Letton's performing really well. It's probably going to be, it might be a pretty low-scoring game unless Dallas decides to put Vancouver on the power play all the time, which they're perfectly capable of doing. February 16th, the Hockey Night in Canada matchup is Edmonton-Colorado. That game is in Denver, so it's going to be a late start for everybody, for those who want to stay up for that. That's at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And finally, to close out the week, the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Buffalo Sabres in Buffalo. That is always a heated matchup, and it should nonetheless be a very entertaining game. Now, thank you all very much for listening to the Face-Off. Thank you for taking time out of your afternoon to listen to Hockey Talk in the afternoon. I'm Graham Jenkins signing off, and I will be back next week at 12 o'clock, same day.